Hello, my loves. Welcome to your morning inspo. If you are new here, I'm Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, where we talk all things Libra. I do have a download for you. The download is there's a need for you to kind of like speak your truth. Somebody needs your expertise, or there's some type of knowledge that you have on a certain field or somewhere in your life. There's a need for you to speak your knowledge that you know. Some of you guys, this may be about Egyptian mythology, Egyptian gods and goddesses. You have some type of inner knowing also with book knowledge, and there's a need for you to share that. Someone may need that. You may need it. We're getting a lot of Egyptian mythology. So yeah, that is the download. Share your knowings. For some of you guys, this is maybe on spirituality. Like you know something that a lot of people just don't know. I am going to pick a card from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck. Pre-shuffle already, of course. It is integrate your knowing. Yeah, there's something that you do know. Also, right now, you may be in hermit mode. So the things that you're learning, there could be epiphanies, there could be paradigms that you're breaking through. That's going to be useful for another person on your path. A lot of you guys think that you go through the healing and the journey for you, but you go through it for other people, to help people, to aid people on your journey. I also feel there's a cycle ending. Also, the fox is going to be very, very symbolic for you. A fox. But I do feel like there's a cycle clearing and ending. And you have a new mindset towards a person or a thing. It's not like you're blaming anyone. You're not blaming no one. You're not blaming yourself for being stupid and you should have known and I shouldn't have did this. You're not blaming the person for manipulating or a situation not being honest, being sneaky. You just feel like that's life and you're happy that you learned your lesson. And maybe this is this person's journey to go on and teach lessons in this way, in a way of darkness instead of a way of light. Do you know you can teach a person a lesson by using more dark energy, just like you can teach a person a lesson by doing light work like I do. There's people who think about when you learned how to love yourself or you learn how to choose yourself first. A lot of the times it wasn't through light. A lot of the times we had to go through darkness so we can actually learn. So I do feel like for some of you guys, you're ending some cycle with a person or a job or something like that, and you could be looking at the situation clear from a different perception. If usually you would blame yourself, blame the other person, be distraught, and this time you're not, guess whose eyes you have? Guess whose eyes you're using to look at your situation. Guess what you're seeing things through. The eyes of God, the eyes of the universe, the eyes of the angels. You have a different level of consciousness. And there's a need for a person to know this. I'm not sure how it goes back to Egyptian mythology, but that's just what I was getting. I was getting Ra and Anubis and Mayat and Isis and Osiris, and just which is crazy. That story is crazy, Isis and Osiris. But yeah, Horus. I was getting a lot of Egyptian mythology. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to look into some things. Are there any movies or documentaries that you guys would recommend? Because I know some of you guys are way, 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 way into the spirituality a little bit more than I am. And just help me out. But I've been getting a lot of those things. And I do know a lot about Egyptian mythology, but I can always learn more. I'm always a student here. I'm never an expert at anything. So let's get right into your affirmations for today. What do we have for you, Libra? I feel like someone is also embodying. You're embodying a Egyptian goddess. What is the affirmation? All right. Thank you. Thank you. I am empowered to take on any challenge. Let's say it together 4 times. I am empowered to take on any challenge. 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 It says, how can I tap into my inner power? How will this power help me to overcome challenges? I don't know why that just sounds like tapping into somebody is channeling some type of Egyptian goddess. And this is you tapping into some type of inner power. How can I tap into my inner power? How will this power help me to overcome challenges? I do also feel like that there could also, if it's not an Egyptian goddess, there can be like people in scriptures and Bibles and things. It depends on just where your heart goes, you know, where your heart goes, where your inner being. What do you feel most likely connected and linked to in this world? Is it more of Egypt? Is it more of earth, nature? Is it more God, Christianity? Is it more your universe, law of attraction, chakras, and things like that? Where do you feel most likely spiritually connected to in this world? And whatever it is that you feel spiritually connected to, whatever it is, you are going to connect to that a little bit more. I'm feeling Egyptian goddesses and gods, but it could be anywhere. You're connecting to this a bit more, or you're reading stories and you're seeing similarities. And as you connect to this a bit more, you find some type of things, inner power within you that you may see, or that you may read about, or you may feel in these other goddesses outside yourself, gods and goddesses. This could be prophets, gods, characters in the Bible, people in whatever faith, whatever it is your faith, you're getting closer to the character. So for some of you guys, it's not just, you're seeing, you know how we have this type of glow around these characters where we feel like, I mean, yeah, they're human, but they're not human. You know, they were way more powerful, way more spiritual, way more mystic. They were somewhat immortal, things like that. We're not human. They weren't human. You're kind of like humanizing. You can either be humanizing those people, those gods, those people, those gods, those mystics, or you are immortalizing yourself, if that makes sense. It's like, but both of you guys are coming up to the same level, whether you're seeing more of humanistic traits in these godlike figures, these aspirations that you look up to or that you follow, and you're seeing more human-like traits, and you're seeing more of yourself, or you're looking at yourself and you're seeing more mystic things inside of you that is connecting you to these different sources outside of yourself. So be mindful of what you find yourself pulling into, what you find yourself connecting to, relating to, especially when it comes to this spirituality and things like that. This is where you are tapping into your power. And then for some of you guys, it could be different. Some of you guys can have this different relationship where you come in contact with these different gods and spirits all the time. And this time, this may be Ra. coming to you with some type of enlightenment, some type of sun, some type of light coming to you, giving you something. And I just say raw because I've been getting like Egyptian mythology. All right, let's see what the tarot energy is. Of course, we got the Queen of Wands, fiery energy, real bold, real confident today. You have the King of Swords with the Two of Wands. I feel like there is somebody who is talking about your choices badly. And then we have the Queen of Wands just sitting on her throne, bold, unapologetic. I don't care what nobody thinks. Somebody is talking about a choice that you made and they're gossiping about it. The Knight of Swords. They're not talking about it really, really good at all. This is straight gossip, okay? Somebody could be trying to stop a choice or trying to stop something that it is that you're trying to do. It's like somebody's talking about it really, really badly. But you don't care. The energy is the Queen of Wands. So what? Get in line with the next of them. With the rest of them. I would have said some other choice words, but it's too early. You said, I don't care. That's what the Queen of Wands said. I don't give a... So what? I'm self-made. Okay? I do also feel like that there is a challenge or there's a choice or there's something, but you're empowered to take on any challenge and be mindful of this energy. So what is a goddess? And like I said, some of you guys may be more well versed in these Egyptian goddesses, but that just came to me like Egyptian. I just seen a picture of Anubis clear as day in my head, and I'm like, why? Maybe I should look up some things. But if someone has some inner knowing, some knowledge about Egyptian mythology, and be mindful of a goddess that comes to you that has this fiery type of energy. This could also be something like Lilith or something like that. They said she was made of fire, right? Someone doesn't care. Someone's unapologetic. The energy is unapologetic. I'm not apologizing for a choice. Or I'm not apologizing for a decision. Or I'm not apologizing for something that got me to where I am. I'm not apologizing for... I don't feel there's no need to apologize. Just like I said in the beginning, there's a cycle that's ending. And you're not blaming the person. You're not blaming yourself. It is what it is. This is the works of the universe. You are not in a space where you want to go and, oh, I'm so sorry. You like, I mean, it is what it is. Ain't no need to apologize. It is what it is, especially if there's a person who thinks that they're going to make you feel bad for a choice that you've made, or feel bad for a cycle that you're ending or that you're clearing, or feel bad for some type of knowledge that you have. Some of this may be God-given knowledge. Some of this you may have spent a lot of time. You may have spent a lot of time trying to researching, learning. Still, you're not in any way, shape, or form about to apologize for knowing. You're also not about to apologize for moving forward, moving ahead, okay? There's also given the energy of somebody stopping, like somebody was running. Like at first, At first, they were going the whole other way, not giving a care about you. But the moment you stop caring and start moving on, they stop like, skirt, like stop in their tracks, and they got to see what it is that you're doing. Like, wait a minute. Libra's not upset. Wait a minute. Libra found her worth. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Libra found themselves. Wait a minute now. Libra's confident. Libra got some confidence. Somebody didn't expect for that to happen. I'm just going to pull one card from the Sacred Destiny, Sacred Travelers deck just to see where we're going. Where we're going. We're finding sanctuary within ourselves. We're opening up to our spiritual sources. I told you that there is some type of leveling that you're getting on, whether you are becoming more immortal or mystic, like spiritual. I mean that in the way of spiritualized, or whether you're humanizing these gods or your spiritual sources that you see, and you're seeing the human aspects in them, and it's looking like you. So you're coming to this level, or they're coming to your level. At the end of the day, both people are on the same frequency, and there's a lot of information being exchanged, okay, through different ways of communication, different ways of language. Right now, you have this peace, and I do feel like you get to a point where you have this Queen of Wands energy where you don't care what anyone has to say about the choices that you've made to protect your peace. You're like, you make your own choices to protect your peace. I'm not in your business about that. So when I make my choices to protect my peace, I'm going to need you hush. I don't want to hear it. It's not a time for me to take opinions, and it's not a time for me to care about what you think. It's a time for me to care about me. So it's given that energy is bold, but it's subtle energy. It is bold, but it's for your peace, your well-being, and you're not apologizing for your peace or your well-being anymore. Okay? Thank you, Sacred Travelers. Thank you. You're releasing right now. Don't feel bad. Somebody can feel, when you stand up in who it is that you were initially called to be, and you start living your life in a way that it honors you, okay? You start living your life in alignment with who you always were meant to be, who you know truly, a deep knowing, know yourself to be. You will piss people off in the process. And this is the energy that you do need. You need that unapologetic, fiery energy like the Queen of Wands that's confident in her choices and decisions. And I feel like for some of you guys, this energy is where it is. And I feel like with that person that's stopping and saying, okay, like, well, okay, so hold on. Also, there's a runner chaser. I'm sorry, I got a lot of downloads, y'all. There is a runner chaser dynamic that just stops. Just completely stops. And while the runner is running, and they're like running, ha ha ha, you'll never catch me. Then they slow down and like, well, wait a minute, ain't nobody chasing me? No. No ma'am. No sir. No one's chasing. And whether this is you chasing, this could be a type of accolade. This can be some type of job. This can be a person. It's just you get out of the chasing, the runner chaser mentality. And for some of you guys, you were the chaser. We're talking about the chaser part. The chaser just stops running. And while the runner was moving really, really faster than fast, like really, really moving fast, like, okay, you can't really catch me. Then all of a sudden they turn right around like, hold on, what's going on? You decided to move on this way. You decided to go a whole different way. You didn't talk to me. Someone's not talking about like, no. No. Yes. Decided to completely do something different. What is the morning inspo for Libra? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Didn't I tell y'all? These ancient ancestors, the ancient ancestors and stuff is these gods. These gods, all right? The great gathering is happening spiritually. Also, you're gathering a whole bunch of different, so much knowledge. You got overall, the energy is no. Say no. Say no, wait, postpone, say no. The Queen of Wands has simply said no to something and doesn't care about the backlash. Queen of Wands have simply said, no ma'am, no sir, I can't do this. Or I'm doing something different. The Queen of Wands has completely said no, stop, no. I did see the other day that somebody needs to find so many different ways to say no and honor their no, and no has a period. Either something is not going to happen or it's definitely not going to happen right now. Right now it's no, it's not the time. And this is a choice that you're making. Like, some of you guys need to say no. All right. You do have the keepers of the earth. Your ancestors are right beside you. Okay. This is also confirmation that your prayers are being answered. You are not alone on your path. You can ask for guidance, the guidance that you do need. You are definitely not alone on your path. Also, I feel like path, for some of you guys, you could be praying for some type of support, some type of enlightenment, some type of guidance when it comes to career and finances. And there's a need for you to trust where you're being led on your path. If you knew you were being supported, what would you do? For some of you guys, you're not moving as dynamically as you can move, as boldly as you can move. You have the boldness of the Queen of Wands because you don't feel like you're supported. It's that sense of feeling like I'm all alone and this is happening. And if you were supported, if you had a crowd around you, you would feel more, fearless to take those steps. You would feel like I'm covered. Somebody has me. And your ancient ancestors are definitely going to be sending you signs, letting you know that they are right here with you. All right. In the love placement, you do have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. For some of you guys, you have just cracked the code when it comes to a relationship pattern. And this is a pathology. For some of you guys, you can stem from this relationship and you can go back to your grandma and your great grandma and your mother and your da 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 da, and you can see the similarities. And some of you guys, you can see this relationship and you can go to your father, your grandfather, and you can see the similarities of these ancestral patterns that come pathology through you, that live out through generations, that you have just broke a chain from. Healing, rewriting the future. Now the love story is going to look different. Now the future looks completely different because you've seen, hey, this is what it looks like and this is what it is. And this is why I fall for this type of thing. And this is why I stay. And this is why I try to prove myself. Or this may be why I chase. Or this is why I run. Or this is why you're realizing what's going on when it comes to love, relationships, things like that. There are patterns in your relationships. I feel like everybody needs to do a work, whether it's once a year, whether it's every couple of months, but self-development is very, very important. I'll be coming out with some workbooks for you guys. But self-development is very important, and I do feel like that we need to take a look at the patterns that we see in our life, because the patterns that we have, the patterns that keep on coming up, that shows you where you are blind. That's basically showing this is your blind spot. And some of you guys may be like, oh my God, I have all blind spots. It's okay. Trust me, you're not alone. Whether a person want to be honest or not, you're not alone. But there's certain patterns that happen in your life, and there's certain ministry that you have to do. There's certain work that you have to do with these patterns. Why do you think that this pattern was given to you? And when you find your pattern, say, thank God. I thank you for my pattern. Because it could be something else. You can see other people dealing with some whole other stuff. And that's why a lot of people, you have to watch being envious or jealous of other people. You don't know what they have on their plate. They may have a whole bunch of other stuff that they may have. Their shoes may be a lot to fill. It may not be that easy to walk a mile in their shoes or to even stand a minute in their shoes. You have no idea what's on a person's plate. So once you see your patterns, thank God for your patterns. Thank God for what they are. Accept what they are. Take accountability for what they are, because we have manifested and we have created. And not only have we created, we've nurtured something to keep it coming back, to keep it growing. See how strong something is. Like, wow, this is a strong belief system. I nurtured the mess out of this negative belief. Oh, that might be too real for y'all. All right, let's keep it light. Let's keep it light now. That might be too real. But some of you guys need to look at it and be like, wow, I nurtured this. This is my creation. I'm feeling it get a little too real, a little too intense here. But yeah, this is your creation. This is something that's just not happening. We're too powerful for that. These are the things that we are creating. These are the things that we are nurturing. If we have something in our life and we don't give it anything, any life, it dies. It will die. It will crumble. But the fact that something has been coming back for years, decades even. The fact that some of you guys had grandparents and great-grandparents who dealt with the same thing, and you came up and you just picked up the torch and got right into it and just start nurturing the thing. Something is like, some of you guys were taught to nurture this thing. Some of you guys were taught to water these bad seeds or these false belief systems. But not anymore. Not anymore, because you are waking up. And I'm going to make sure you stay woke, okay? We are not blaming no one. If you are still in the game of blaming someone else and you are not looking at yourself, you are not even on the journey. I'm not going to play with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. If y'all are still blaming someone else for your patterns that's coming up in your life, if you still blaming, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with it. I'm not even entertaining it. We growing over here. It's like, you want to stay there or you want to grow. Because if you're going to stay there, you've been doing that for years, blaming, and you still there. Or you want to grow and get what you really want. It may sound harsh, but sometimes you got to, all right? On the spiritual plane, you're realizing why. You're realizing why something is coming together. And this is more than the people, your soul tribe. This is like, you're realizing why you're coming in contact with different people. You're realizing why you had to go here, why you stayed there. You're realizing why certain cycles had to end, why cycles are still going. It's just, you have this whole level. I just feel like a person, I think about it like, y'all remember the movie The Fifth Element? Don't judge me. That was my shit, okay? Y'all remember the movie The Fifth Element, and I forgot the girl's name, but the little alien, or the person, I don't know if they made her. I have no idea, but the alien girl with the orange hair, and she's looking at everything that's happening in the world. The robot. No, she's a robot, yeah. She's looking at everything that happened in the world, and it's like her eyes are just going, like her eyes are in awe, and she's looking at all the bomb and all of this, all the just getting a update on life itself. I feel like that's somebody, when they become awakened, they're getting this update on life itself, on their life. So a lot of things about your life you haven't even seen. There's a lot of things about your life you weren't even awake, or you weren't even aware of. And it's all coming together. Also, you are being connected with your soul tribe spiritually. Be mindful of the people that you see, the symbols that you see. As you go to sleep, your soul tribe is coming to you. Your advice from Spirit is that you have a double mission and you are channeling. So we go back to those Egyptian goddesses. For some of you guys, you're channeling a goddess, and or a god, or you're channeling a prophet, or you're channeling some type of angel, or you're channeling something from the spiritual realm. Okay. But you do have a double mission. As you heal, your work is to heal you, because naturally you heal other people. When you heal you, you start talking different, feeling different, speaking of the things that aren't working for you differently. You start to heal in a different place, at a different pace. So as you heal, then you heal other people. That is your double mission. For some people, we neglect, and I put myself in this too, especially when you have this light worker. You say all these brilliant things, and then you live your life, you still having fear. You still doing things crazy. You're not doing half of the things that you're preaching about. And it's like, okay, enough is enough. I feel like for some of you guys, especially light workers, I have felt the shift for us. It's just a different type of shift. It's taking care of yourself. It looks like taking care of yourself before you take care of everyone else. It looks like you actually doing your work, okay, instead of telling a lot of people what they need to do. It's a difference. We're healing ourselves. And for some of you guys, this practice is a healing practice. I know it is for me. It's a therapeutic practice for myself. But there are other things. There's self-work that needs to happen. There's shadow work. There's inner child work. There's meditation. There's prayer. There's journaling. There's walks. There's quiet times. It's things that just stuff you have to do to kind of like keep yourself whole, keep yourself complete. But you are channeling an Egyptian spirit, an Egyptian god or goddess, and this person that you're channeling, they're opening up to you so you can channel their energy, so you can uplift humanity. So think about, I think it's a goddess. I'm not sure. Like I said, some of you guys are way, way, way more well versed than me. Okay. But there's a goddess or a god that's all about uplifting humanity. This may even be a god that had the ability to raise the dead. Even that's even getting a little deeper into it. But it's like the uplifting, the raising, the level of consciousness. Maybe it's that type of God. What's coming towards you is Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Congratulations. Congratulations. This is a great moment. Okay, Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You got breaking the chain and Unbound. For some of you guys, this has a lot to do with your love and relationships. You're releasing the pattern. You've opened your eyes, you see. And the overall message is no. Exercise your no a little bit more. The overall message is no. Pause. There even needs to be a moment where you pause, a moment of waiting, postpone, set it off for another date, or just say no. Simply say no. Tell me more about keepers of the earth. And also, there may also be a person who was like a keeper of nature, nature goddess. Activated earth. For some of you guys, you stumbled upon the goddess by where you went, where you traveled physically. Yeah, and you have the blue flame activation, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Something happened like out of the blue. Something happened very quick, very spontaneous. It had something to do with where a place you went, somewhere that you traveled. You could have walked on some land. Maybe you walked somewhere, you put your bare feet somewhere and you got some type of traces. Trust where you're being led. Spirit is leading you to these different places and different sources for a reason, because activation is happening as you walk on the earth, and then as the earth feels you, you get activated too. So it's an equal, it's give and take. It's a cycle of life happening all within you, all through you. So trust the places where you're led. If somebody asks you to go somewhere bogus, or you find yourself being somewhere without, somewhere outside of your control, trust that you were supposed to be there. Okay? Trust that is exactly where you were supposed to be. Tell me more about trust your path. That's a blue flame. You've been activated. Trust your path. I remember the fated life versus the destiny life. Trust your path. All paths lead to home. And boundaries, let it go. The weight of the world. Someone's carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. Someone has a lot of responsibilities, or they put most of the responsibilities on their shoulders. And what's putting most of these responsibilities on your shoulders when it comes to finances and career? You could be the one who takes care of everyone. You can be the provider where you are. You put so much on your shoulders. And this has made you, being in this hustle and bustle mentality, has made you forget about what did you dream of being, doing, saying, living, loving, having. There's some type of dream that you pushed aside because you had to handle business. Spirit is taking you. And all, if you are a person who, no matter where you go, you are reminded of something that you loved to do, especially when you were younger. You don't do it no more. You stop doing it. But everywhere you go, you're surrounded by it. People are doing it. It's like Spirit is taking you these places to bring you home. And this is home to yourself. What do you truly love? What do you love to do? What did you used to love to do? This trust, these paths that you're being led on, also this spiritual support has gotten you to remember who you are. For some of you guys, you lost who you are because of all of the responsibilities that you had on your shoulders. For some of you guys, you had to grow up so quick. You had to grow up so quick, and now you look at your life and you're grown. And you're like, what did I used to love? What did I used to love to do? I feel so many people, especially with the pandemic. The pandemic has made so many people realize that I can get paid doing what I love. The pandemic has made so many people realize that I can get paid doing what I love. Like this video if it changed you. Like this video if you started a business because of that time, or you got more serious on your business, or it hit you or woke you up. Like the video. If during that time it sparked something in you that just wasn't sparked before, now you're more serious about actually turning your dreams into a reality. The soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. For some of you guys, you have been living out a life that you feel like you deserve from karma, from your bad karma. But there's a life that you deserve naturally, that you dreamed of as a child. That is your destiny. It's not because of all of your wrongs, all the things that you've done, that I guess I deserve this and I deserve that. No. Something is telling you to wait when it comes to career. Wait on something. Wait about making a choice. Wait about doing something. All right. Things are still being woven. Just give something a little bit more time. Tell me more about break the chain. Break the chain and jump in. Break the chain and jump in. Oh, wow. You got fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, the extremes of life. Say yes to change. Andromedian energy, adventure. For some of you guys, there's a cycle that you're closing, and this could have a lot to do with not being able to open yourself up and be vulnerable. There is a strong need for you to let a person, someone truly see who it is that you are. For some of you guys, you weren't raised in a vulnerable environment. For some of you guys, it is not cool for you to be vulnerable. And this is how you've been raised. And now you get to this point of your life where your growth is dependent on you being vulnerable. You breaking chains is dependent on you moving forward. It's dependent on you being vulnerable. You allowing yourself to be loved, nurtured, cared for, supported. You allowing yourself to fall in somebody's arms. You're allowing somebody to hold your weight. You are usually the one holding the weight of the world on your shoulders. And your job is to just to let somebody hold you. That's beautiful. Tell me more about the Great Gathering. That is beautiful. And it usually happens like that. Usually the strong people that hold everything together, they have a hard time being vulnerable, being held. All right, lost lands is here. Soul memories, gifts. You've done this before. Something is all gathering. You could have a lot of epiphanies happening here. There's a need for you to slow down. Slow all the way down. There's a need for you to gather some information. Slow all the way down. Spirit is reminding you, giving you gifts, taking you to different places in your mind, body, spirit, and in your outside world, that you're going to be having these different like aha moments. Okay, like I've been here before, I've done this, and you have a lot of guidance surrounding you. So this is a time for you to slow down and kind of zoom out. Whatever it is you're putting too much focus on, whether it's a person, it's an aspect, zoom all the way out. Zoom out. Try to see a bigger picture. Eagle's eye view. We got the eagle's eye. Tell me more about Pilates. I seen double mission twice. Wow. Make your life a moving prayer. The cosmic heart. Following your heart. Opening your heart. Defenselessness. Righting your past wrongs. Uprooting. For some of you guys, there's a lot of guilt that you feel for past choices. And that could be stopping you from really taking on your healing. There's a need for you to surrender, but not to anything, but to yourself. Everything keeps saying you're not alone. There's someone who really thinks that they're alone. You're not alone. You are not alone. Tell me more about Unbound. This is the reason why I made this channel. For you to feel like you are not alone. Most of everything I've talked about, I've been right there with you. Mostly everything. Probably everything that I talk about. Tell me more about Unbound. Forge, don't follow. Be the leader you wish you had. Pave a new path. Unbound. Something is, some contract or you being bound to something is making you move a certain type of way, and then all of a sudden you just stop. There's something that's just going to break. Just all of a sudden you stop. All of a sudden you jump in. All of a sudden it's just like so suddenly. All of a sudden something happened, and it's because you are activated. Tell me more about no. Nope. Tell me more about no. All right, wait, postpone, say no. Keep holding the vision. It's happening. So there's something that you want, all right? Oh, and you got Mars, great servant, conflict, softening to love. All right, so there's something that you want. And there's something else that's going to be offered in the meantime, because it's going to be offered in sense like saying like, well, could you take this in the meantime? And for some of you guys, you could have said yes to it. Now it's time for you to say no to it. But for some of you guys, you're going to stay focused and say, no, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want. I'm holding my vision of what I want. If what's coming to me is not the vision, it has nothing to do with the vision. It has nothing to do with the destination. It has nothing to do with what I want. I'm not saying yes to it. Keep holding the vision. It's happening. That is the vision. That's your desires. It's happening before your eyes. It's already lining up. Are you going to take something in the meantime because you can't wait any longer? No. So there's something that's going to be offered to you. And I feel like that's a test. Okay, we got a lot of angel cards that came out. All right, first we have parents. Ooh, I've been feeling this. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. I felt that yesterday. You have throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. All right, you have listened to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Yes. And power animal, that fox. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. All right. Definitely. Definitely. All right. So this is your morning inspo. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give the reading a big thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.